different people coming up over the next few weeks as well. But Angela, if you'd like to share a bit more of your digging in journey with us.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all again. This week, I just wanted to share one or two pointers on digging for our future. Breaking up unploughed ground activates God's future plans for us, not only as individuals, but as a church. And it can realign borders and prepares the ground for something new. And God opens up new ways, new timing, and new seasons. And I've certainly found out that it's not always the way I've expected it to be, in any shape or form. But God knows what's best for us at any time, any season, and any day. And another lesson, or shall I say pointer, that I really learned was looking with faith to see God's perspective and not looking at things in my own perspective. And this was so clear one day. I was on a walk with Jeremy and we were climbing the Herefordshire Beacon. And standing on the Herefordshire Beacon, you could see aspects of the Malvern Hills, and there was these hills in the background that were really big. And then I just had this nudge to go a bit further on and look at it from another angle. And to my amazement, the same thing looked less steep and less rugged. And I just felt, God's sort of putting into my heart that don't look at things from your perspective, because it isn't always what you think it is. So it was so vivid that really has stuck with me. And also, I feel that as you're digging in for our future, God brings wisdom. He brings his spiritual wisdom. He brings insight, and he brings understanding and clarity. And I've found that the deeper I dug, the more he filled with his living water. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to fill us to overflowing so that we overflow out to others. And then the last aspect was the importance of digging in together, because it's seeking God together. And as we seek God together, he will reveal the strategy for us for moving forward as individuals and as a church. And I also feel that as we dig in together, we encourage one another and we keep on going. And we all have that same sense of expectancy. So it's so important to dig together as well as an individual. And then a passage that's been really significant throughout my digging in years and is just as relevant today as it was when I first gave it, is some verses in Isaiah. And it was given to me at my baptism in 1978. That's going back a few years now. But as I say, it's really, really relevant today. So I'll just read you the few verses. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. As the rain and the snow come down from heaven, and do not return to it without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so that it yields seed for the sower and bread for the eater, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. And this has been so relevant for me recently, because as I've been digging in, I've been thinking about what I should do about retirement. And that, for me, is a great step. And I just knew that the timing had to be exactly right. And I started to think about when was the right time. But so, as I dug in, and I just sat with the Lord and just saw how he worked, in the last few months, it became apparent that the timing is to go from one day in April and then retire in September. And that wasn't initially what I was thinking. But the Lord just brought about circumstances and confirmation that that was the right way forward. And then what that is then doing is leading me into my future, a future season. And what is so interesting of timing, that when I decided that that was the right time to retire in September, a few weeks later, something really significant has appeared in the pipelines for me. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect, because the same thing appeared 3 years ago and it wasn't the right timing. And it got cancelled because it was not the right timing. But now is even better timing and more perfect for me than if I'd done it 3 years ago. So God's timing and God's thoughts are always the right time, the right thoughts and the right season.